It's not sustainable doing business like this. It's been really testing for everyone in the team. Everyone's come together. Everyone's really like focused on getting this project live. And yeah, come Monday, we will have it live. Test. 1, 2. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cheers. I'm about to start recording the Dropship Unlocked podcast. So in typical fashion, I'm about 20 minutes to prepare for that one. I'm leaving it nice and fine, but I guess that gets the adrenaline pumping and forces me to focus. Hence why I'm distracted right now by filming this video for you. Got a quick coffee, had the morning workout. Becky's got the kids in the garden at the moment. We're going to be going out later to meet some friends with their children to go to like a soft play and then an area where there's loads of like street food vans. I'm mainly there for the street food vans, as you can imagine. So I'll try and document a bit of that as well and share that. And that will be a nice way to round off what has been a pretty tough week, to be honest. It's not sustainable doing business like this, like running a business like this. I don't mean that in a general sense. I just mean that like how this week has been. If you extrapolated this, I couldn't do this every week. It's been really testing for everyone in the team, not just for me. It's been like absolute definition of all hands on deck, but it's been amazing. The team are really performing well. Like everyone's come together. Everyone's really like focused on getting this project live. And yeah, come Monday, we will have it live, which will be awesome. So I'll be able to share a lot more details about that now. Or then. But yeah, for now, it's just preparation time for the podcast. Jump into that, get that recorded. I'll try and capture some behind the scenes footage for you. As we do that, we're probably about 5 or 6 weeks ahead, maybe a bit more with the podcast. We've got quite a few in the bank, like lined up. So it takes the pressure off a little bit. And yeah, I'll show you a bit of behind the scenes of how it works. And then we'll dive into the rest of the day. Today's going to involve some more testing and I'll do some user testing. I'm actually going to go and get some family members, maybe even kind of record my parents going through the process, trying to enroll in our new membership program without being able to ask me any questions. And the reason I do that is because I need to understand where the friction points are. And if I'm watching them struggle and figure out, like, why can't I see this button on mobile, or why is it not work? Why won't it accept my card details, or why does that not well? Where do I find my access login, or I haven't received the email, or whatever the issue is? I need to see it from their eyes and their perspective, because if I can cater it to them, they're not particularly technologically savvy, they would admit that themselves, then we can make sure that, you know, it's set up so that when we do go live, it's very, very clear. And I see that as my or our fault, right? If someone struggles to understand a certain thing, it just means that we haven't catered it to people clearly enough. We haven't explained the process. We haven't shown videos of what should happen when. We haven't walked through. There's a step missing in the process. And if you want something to work well at scale, what I found from now, our last program, which we sold to 3,500 people, I think, and then our main masterclass, which we've had probably 2,000 plus people go through by now, is that you have to lay everything out extremely clearly, step by step, sequentially, and you have to figure out where people get stuck, where the friction points are, and then go in and fix it. It's kind of like a machine. You need to like oil all the parts and make sure everything is working. And if you see one part that's squeaky, you go in, you fix that part, you make sure the whole thing's working. So it's very satisfying once you get it done, but kind of exhausting when you're trying to launch the thing. So that's the plan for today. Over to some podcast preparation now, and I will see you soon. Sure. Well, one of the first things is the convenience and like curation of products and items. With our dropshipping stores that we create, we can often bring together a variety of different products in one place. And what that does is saves customers time and effort from having to look around. It's like going to a department store versus visiting multiple specialty shops individually. And so the way I think about it is like this, though. And this is, by the way, one of the things that we guide you through step by step inside week 2 of our masterclass program. But you can't just sell anything. You've got to first focus on finding a problem or a specific group of people that have a need, i.e. they need a pool table, they have a pool room in their bar, their restaurant, their home, and they now need a pool table and a series of products to go with it. They have a problem, a need, and then we source those products and solve that ultimate problem for them in a very specific, curated way. And that's why customers will purchase from us versus just going to the discounted, cheapest option for each of those items. It's the convenience. Okay, podcast done. That was good. Enjoyed that. Had a coffee. Jumped on probably a 45-minute podcast with James there, all about why people would buy from your dropshipping retail store rather than from a competitor store, and rather than going to the brand directly. And it was a really interesting conversation. I think it highlights a slight misunderstanding about our home turf advantage model, that people would think, well, okay, fine, but why wouldn't someone go and buy from a brand? And the answer to that, in summary, as you'll see when the podcast episode is released, is that firstly, the brands often don't sell directly to the public. If you're working with premium dropshipping suppliers, then they won't even sell to the public. They'll focus on the supply through their retail network, and you are just one of their retailers. The second thing is that you can offer incredible customer support, a concierge style tailored personal shopping experience for customers that the brands just won't be able to offer. And thirdly, that you'll just build up that trust and loyalty because you have such a wide selection of products that you can offer. If a customer wants to buy, the example I used was like, they say they want to buy a pool table from you for £2,000. They'll then need the pool balls, the pool cues, the chalk, the triangle, the scoreboard, blackboard to go on the wall, the rack for the cues. All these things, these accessory items that you'll need to sell might not be made by the brand themselves, but they'll be made by another brand that you will stock as a dropshipping retailer. So you're kind of the one-stop shop that they can come to, buy all of those products from, and you can provide the customer with a really nice, tailored, personalized, one-stop shopping experience. So in summary, that was the answer to the question. And we said that if ever you hear that from a friend who say, why would people buy from your dropshipping store instead of going to the brand directly, we just said give them a link to this episode, which I think is going to be episode 83 of the Dropship Unlocked podcast. So look out for that one coming to a podcast platform near you soon.